Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Jessica's channel. Today we're gonna talk about goals, systems, and audacity. So our quote of the day is, goals are for people who care about winning once. Systems are for people who care about winning repeatedly. Goals and systems are so different. Goals are your dreams that you have placed steps in order for you to get to. And this is like you have a goal of reaching a certain weight. You have a goal of reaching a certain milestone in your career. You have a goal of traveling to a certain country. You have a goal of whatever it may be. It's just a one-time thing. But systems are what keep you being your highest self, or what keep you being the best version of yourself. Systems are what is going to keep that weight off if you want to be a certain weight. They're going to have you live the lifestyle where you're the most free, where you can travel, where you can spend time with your kids, where you can truly be the best version of yourself. So systems are the habits every single day, the small habits, the small moments that create your big life. And I believe this is from James Clear. And if you haven't read his book, Atomic Habits, I highly recommend it. It really talks about, it's really aligned with God and with Jesus and with really walking the walk of being your best self and choosing alignment, choosing the Holy Spirit every single small step. So your systems should lead you to the life that you want. If you want to be an author, you should be writing at least 5 minutes a day, every single day. And it's about starting small, changing those habits that don't serve you to those that do. They're going to be so rewarding in the long run. That is so, so important. But today, my message is about audacity. You need to have the audacity to be joyful, to know that you are loved, to know that God is going to fulfill His promise to you, to know that you can go with the flow and God always has you in His hands, to know that God has everything that you need. And when you trust in God, when you stop forcing things, when you stop trying to do it your way, God is going to come through for you. God is going to be there for you. God is going to show you the way. Have the audacity to know that you are a child of God and write down what this means to you. And it means that things are going to work out for you. Things always work out for you. God loves you. You have a whole angel of team on your side, that you are so, so loved, that everything that is happening to you is happening for you because it's coming from your perspective, and God gave you the power of awareness. God gave you the power of free will. God gave you the power to choose how to direct your life because you are the architect of your life. God chose you to create heaven on earth. God's kingdom is all in the mind. It starts in the mind. So really understanding that if there is something that a goal that you want to get to, but you're not acting, you're not creating the systems in place in order for you to get to that goal, then you need to change your mind. You need to change your mentality. You need to figure out what is blocking you from achieving your goal, what is achieving you the lifestyle that you want, and go beyond goals, but the lifestyle. What is getting in the way of you creating that life? Is it the fear of perfection? The fear of doing something wrong, the fear of the unknown, because God is in the unknown. Whenever you get out of your comfort zone, that is where you grow. That is where God is. That is where you are reaching your full potential. That is where you're growing. That is where God is going to show you who you truly are, what you're really made of, and what kind of a God He is. And He always beyond delivers. He exceeds in what He has promised you in the vision that He put in your mind and in your heart. And it's about cleansing, right? It's about releasing the mentality, releasing the things that don't serve you. And that is writing down on a piece of paper, because your mind is very visual. Your mind communicates through visual images, and it understands what you are telling it through your intention. So write down what you're letting go of in order for you to have audacity and to know that you are a child of God. You are worthy of living the best life possible. You are enough. You have enough. You know enough. And you get out of this constantly learning in student mode, and you start doing, you start being, because you realize that God has blessed you with the gifts that you have, and you are not going to you're not going to build, you're not going to actually step into your full potential until you act, until you do the thing that God is calling you to do. Because you can forever be in student mode, that's easy, but when you really challenge yourself, when you really reach your full potential, when you are really being when you are really being a child of God, that is going to require action. That is going to require action because it shows your subconscious mind that it's not just talk anymore. It's not just learning. It's not just in your mind, but you are practicing being your highest self. You are practicing. You are loving your life because you know that God is with you before you and ahead of you as you walk this path that God has adorned you for, that God has ordained you for, that God has commissioned you for. So know that being a child of God means action. Do it scared. Do it afraid. Do it without knowing 10 steps ahead. Do it without knowing everything, how everything is going to work out. Do it for you. Do it for others. Be a blessing to others. Start giving of your gifts. Start truly listening to God and watch how far He's going to take you. But really have the audacity to have a good time, to know that it doesn't have to be super stressful for you to step into your highest potential. It can be fun. This work is rewarding because there are two types of pain when it comes to discipline. The pain of, okay, ripping the band-aid off, doing it, and having this amazing reward later down the road, or the pain of regret. The pain of like, oh, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have believed in myself enough. I wish I would have hit the mark and just tried. Because usually when you hit the target, when you hit the mark, it is... You amaze yourself at how far you can go. But when you set the bar down here, then you aren't really motivated to do it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I know I can do that. No, you want to set the bar up here so you know that even if you fail, you fall among the stars, right? You know that even if you fail, it's something that you want to do. It's something that your heart is passionate about. So in that sense, you cannot fail. If you are always doing what God has commissioned you to, what God has placed in your heart and in your mind, you will never fail because you will always land among the stars. God will always bless you when you are moving in His divinity, in His way, in His will. God will always bless you. When you choose to set your sights on the highest thing that God has blessed you with, allow it to unfold naturally and to know that love is co-creating with you. God is love. God is showing you the way. So allow God to unfold things and to know that things will come perfectly when they're meant to. God has your back. God is all loving, and we are the only ones that get in our way. Our mind sometimes doesn't understand when things are a blessing until later down the road. We are children of God. We don't fully understand the full story, but it's about having blind faith. It's about having blind faith in God and knowing that you set your sights high on where God has placed you. You do what you can. You action out what you can, and you let the rest go to God. You let the rest fall on God, and you say, God, I did the best that I could today. I acted on your will. I tried the best that I could. My foundation is in you. You are my foundation. You are my rock. You are my truth. You are love. I believe in you. Thank you for ordaining me and blessing me with your gifts. Thank you for seeing me as worthy. And let the rest go. You'll see just how far you go and just how magical this process becomes. You start to see that you really are a child of God, and use that in all of the sense possible, right? Use that in all of the sense in that you are worthy of putting in the effort, of having the audacity to try something new, so then later down the road you become an expert. But there's no way for you to be an expert if you don't have the audacity to try and to look silly and to fail a couple times, because that's the only way you learn. When you learn to walk, you fall a couple of times. You're a child of God. You're going to fall along the way. You're going to get it wrong sometimes, but sometimes the mistakes are the best thing that have happened to you. It's about doing the best that you can. Doing the best that you can, seeing the best that you can in what you have, and doing it now. Doing it right now, because time is an illusion. It's about doing what you can right here and right now because you have enough. Have the audacity to know that you are enough, you have enough, and you are worthy of having a good time as you do it. It gets to be fun. It gets to be enjoyable. You get to, the more that you do it, the more that you practice being your highest self, the more that you practice being an entrepreneur, the more that you practice recording a video, the more that you practice sharing your voice, the more that you practice discipling people, the more that you practice singing, songwriting, writing poems, giving of yourself, being the best version, the easier that it becomes. Have the audacity to show up as the most confident version of yourself. Have the audacity to know that it is all working out for you. When you change that, your perspective changes, your whole life changes because you realize that you are worthy and you were the only one that was getting in your mind and the old programming. So it is as simple as changing your mind, changing your thoughts. Change your mind on, if you think that you were confident before, how would the most confident version of you show up? How would they look? And it's not about arrogance, it's about being confident in God, knowing that God has equipped you with everything that you need and God has commissioned you. So act like it. Be that. Be her. Be him. You are. I am a child of God. I am my highest self. And set your intentions for the day. Set your intentions of what comes up, and then set your intentions to let that go. Write it on a piece of paper and say, I release this. I no longer choose to hold this, to hold on to this. And know that when you release this, it is so powerful. You are telling yourself, you're telling your subconscious mind, you're telling God, you're telling the universe that you no longer want this, that you're done with that, and you replace it with a thought that you do want. Because energy cannot be destroyed, you just exchange it. You just exchange your thoughts. And that is so powerful when you observe your thoughts and you realize, oh, I choose to no longer believe that. That is not who I choose to be. I choose to see myself as a full, radiant child of God that I am. I choose to see myself as worthy. I choose to walk as a worthy human being, as a worthy child of God, because I know that I am. Have the audacity to walk in your worth. Have the audacity to have a good time. Have the audacity to know that you are worth it. Bye. I will see you next time.